go. We are tonight's entertainment. All it takes is a little push. Why so serious?
Let it sit here and bake in the sun for a little while. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray it black. Looking good. Leave it here baking in the sun. Then I'll go ahead and do the final coat of clear. All I've done is one layer of primer. I let that dry a tiny bit, gave it another layer on top of it, let that bake in the sun, came back, gave it one coat of black. I'm gonna I let it sit for a second as you saw, but then I went around again and gave it a little second thicker coat. I'm gonna let this bake in the sun. When it's done baking in the sun, you can tell because you can see that it's not as shiny as it is. Once that's done, then I'm gonna go over with the clear. The valve cover is ready to put on. Right now, I got the clear on it. It's drying up. I'm gonna let this dry or bake a little more before I go ahead and try to put it on. Now I'm gonna torque these head studs in order, and the order is gonna be, if you could see, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do 22 foot-pounds first. Then I'm gonna go around with the final torque of 53 or 58, I believe. And then, but I'm just gonna go to an even 60. Bolts are torqued down. Now to put all that back into there. Okay, a few things. When putting this portion on, you gotta make sure that the lifters are all in the proper position, because then this will not completely sit flush against that. After you get that in, you gotta make sure that these are turned in the right direction, because if you look inside there, you're gonna see that there's an opening that this has to be aligned with so that these bolts can go all the way down. I'm sure you see me struggling with that during the time lapse, but it's in the right position now. Now I'm just gonna torque these down, and then the head is ready. And then all they'd have to do is put the valve cover on, which I'm gonna get ready to clear now, and then to the next step. I did the same order as I tightened down the head. These go to 16 foot-pounds and these go to 9 foot-pounds. So now everything's all torqued down and the head is ready to get put on. Putting the valve cover back on, make sure you put silicone in these corners here on each side, right here and over there, because those are normally the sides where it starts to leak from the valve cover, because it doesn't make a good seal because of the corner. Okay, we got her all buttoned up now, and as you can tell, in a removal process and install process and removal process and install process of this, the paint chipped off of that. I expected it to happen, not so soon, but it happened, so I'm gonna have to remove that and repaint it again. Bolt on this is stripped. There's 2 bolts that hold this on inside of here. Top one is completely stripped, the bottom one stripped, but holding it on. So hopefully I can keep that still with this bracket that's here for the motor mount. So we'll see how that works out. If it doesn't work out so well, then I'm gonna open this up again and then just weld this where it's at. But it's looking good. I am loving the way it looks. So I've been having trouble finding the paint, so I could paint that the same paint color as the motor. So what I may just do is paint it the same color black as the headers and the valve cover. It'll look nice like that as well, because what I'm gonna do is I'm just leave that black. So I'm gonna have the black transmission, I'll have the black headers, the black valve cover. This I'm gonna end up painting it the same color, so there's more of the metallics to give it the pop that it has. Then the intake, I'm gonna want to paint that the same metallic, so I still gotta find that paint for the intake. But I'm thinking that's gonna be a lot better to have the transmission black and then the intake the same color as the motor, along with the plastic pieces. But this is where it's at right now. I got it all buttoned up. It's looking good. That still hasn't came in yet. I bought a K&N filter, which is apparently the wrong size, so I gotta get me another one of those. and screw that in there. And I bought some royal purple that's gonna go into the motor. So once I get that oil filter, then I could throw in that royal purple. Then I can get started on the intake and transmission, and that'll be the last part needed for this motor, so I can start prepping the engine bay to get the motor put in there. So that's where we're at now. Now, before I end this video, I did get the cap in today. That's what I went with. So it's looking good.